And now on to Second Bull Run. For those of you who skipped the camp video, basic overview, I'm taking 12 infantry brigades in my primary corps. I switched my primary corps to be my third corps because there's a bug in the game where your first corps' general's radius is smaller than the other corps. So we'll be getting a larger bonus out of this defender aura. And I'm bringing one, I'll call it a junk carbine cavalry unit, which is going to be taking a lot of losses hunting supply wagons. Other than that, we have a second corps, which is mostly, we have some decent units here, and then most of the rest of this is muskets. These two divisions come in first, so that's why we have some extra snipers and some cavalry there. And then these guys are mostly here just to bring in the rest of the supply. And I used up all my money to, because on the second day, you will refill any supply from your current bank, and that's just money you end up losing. I decided not to take any of the extra rewards because I'm going to want to use them after the next battle. And with that, we're going to end up facing around 55,000 the second day. So we're in pretty good shape. So you've got a couple options on this first day. You can sort of push forward quick here and try and hold this line. There's some units to start here, there's some units to start here, and there's one more unit that comes in here. Defending here is kind of problematic in that you almost need to bring all infantry, but then you just got to get pounded on a little bit, and I don't really like how that turns out. So found a different way to do this, which is basically once the AI takes this, it kind of just sits here. So what you can do is set up right here. See the larger aura. Applies to the supply wagon as well. It's possible it's a visual bug. I actually am not sure. I'll actually probably try and confirm that throughout later in the battle. We're bringing our two sniper units because there is an artillery unit that starts right here. And there's two skirmishers and some infantry. So our goal is to take this line and then hit everything while it sits in the field here. If we can, we get rid of that artillery unit. We'll see if we can manage it. It's kind of tricky, but see how it goes. Get skirmishers out. Take a little losses doing this, but once we get there, then we'll be in good shape. Push these guys down. We want to get all this stuff out of the city as soon as we can. falling back slightly to cancel the charge. We'd like to be able to hit this cannon some more, but we gotta get used to the unit to retreat. Now we should be able to start hitting them again. We could try and push these guys out further, but I'm not sure it's worthwhile. Okay, getting flanked by them is bad. See if I can get an angle on them. Okay, well. Oh, it was the division commander. Wait, was wounded. Okay, we'll have to restore him on the next day. Just didn't notice he was charging. That's not good. Good. I'm just going to send these guys out because I want these guys. Going alright. We're taking heavier losses because we aren't able to get at these cannon, and because these guys got into cover. Still doing alright. Losing the officer is pretty bad because now our damage output's going to be worse, and that taking canister fire from that guy is really not great. Hopefully we can get this guy to route soon, and then we can hit the cannon again, and then I'll decrease our losses. I think the other option is you could probably hide up here or something. I haven't tried it before, but I think it's possible. There we go. To get those cannon going again, then I'm going to back up. Ouch. Actually, no, we're going to back up. Now I want to go forward again, now that the... Didn't really want to get in the melee there, that's not great. Hopefully they'll retreat soon. This whole thing is going worse than it has in the past for me, so this part isn't great. Back up a little bit. You can see the goal list is to weaken all these units. Oh, I can't. This is not the greatest implementation thereof, but taking more losses on the units that I'd really like to. Specifically this guy. This guy's gotten hit way harder than I want. Part of this is if you can get these skirmishers to go off this way, then you aren't dedicating a infantry unit to dealing with them, and you can get 3 units firing on over here. And then you will just perform much better, because you'll get these guys to rout sooner. Just going to send these guys back. They're pretty small. I don't want them to break. Just going to send you over here. So my goal is there's a cannon unit sitting over here somewhere I'd like to get more shots on if I can. So the advantage of sitting over here is you can see that these units will go over here and they just sort of take this area and sit there. Like even if they cap the flag, it doesn't matter. It's not one you have to hold. So you can get these units to come attack you in 100% cover. I should have made sure he did not go through the stream. That was bad. These units should break soon. A little extra time. I think it's longer if they have the flag, but I didn't get lucky this time. I think I can hit them. Getting a little close. Oh, maybe. Careful. Shoot. Took a shot. So now all these units are hidden. Oh. Get the ammo over here. Not being able to block that charge is a little bad, but we should be able to win with the 2v1. This unit's about to rout. This guy showing up here is really bad, but... Oh, he stopped. This retreat path is really annoying. Because I'd like to be able to sit this sniper unit over here so I can get to this artillery, but I'm not going to be able to because I now have to account for that unit being there. Could move them, but I don't think I have the... I don't really have the condition to run around a whole lot anymore. See if I can back up enough to get this guy hidden. Okay, So, not spectacular. It would have been nice to get these guys down a little further if we can beat up given a little bit more, but this will make the second phase of the battle a little easier when we've inflicted some damage here. We took way higher losses here than I really would have liked. It's possible to do this with probably half the casualties I just took, but we also have plenty of extra units that we can flip out. So, you can see we're at 36 to 54, almost even on guns. I'm going to go into camp and let's see. All right. Okay, so we lost an officer.
Yes, sir.
So these guys got pretty beat up. I could reinforce them, but if I do that, all of these experience gains are no longer going to count towards the officer XP because it sort of resets the starting point of the XP. So I'll gain less experience on the officer than I could. Not a big deal, but also not necessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these guys out. Where's the other one? 800 is probably enough. I might leave them. 800. Actually, I think I'm going to pull from here. Yeah, I'm going to pull some of these better units. So these guys will be topped off to defend the ridge. And then, okay, these guys are going to go back in. And then I think I'm going to send you in there. Debating on those 800s if I want to leave them or not. I can use them in roles where they won't get hit too much more. So that should be alright. So now that we're topped off, we can continue. Pause. Your units start off all over the place, so take some fixing. I'm positioning the 1-star units in the positions that are going to take the most damage. That's a smaller unit, so you go here. Sending them out of the woods so they'll arrive a little bit sooner. Wait. Oh, I guess I didn't quite manage. Alright, I didn't mention I did rename all the units so I knew what they were. I messed up here where this guy should be a Tredegar, but oh well. Okay, who haven't we given orders to? I think that should be enough. Let's see, did we miss anyone? No, I think we're good. Sending some units out to get vision. There'll be some Union units that take over that. Actually, I'm going to send him back for now. I don't want any units that... So, my entire strategy here is I want the entire Union force to sit up here. These guys will attack, hit or miss down here a little bit, whatever. but the majority of the reinforcements start from here and from down here, and all come up and will sit up here if you let them. But if you have units that they see over in this direction, then they will sometimes come over here, which I don't want, because you can see I'm setting up all of my units. I'm setting up a really strong line up here, and that's where I want to fight from. It's really good sniper positions, really good artillery positions. You have pretty good vision down here. You could contest this forward spot, but then you're just fighting them in the woods. I don't see any reason to it. Same with these. These fortifications are pretty good, actually. I haven't checked what their damage bonus is, or reduction is for infantry, but I mean, statistically, these are all very good. But this is also pretty good. You'll sit in 100% cover, and they will sit out here in the open. And the other main benefit is it draws their artillery into position out here so you can hit it. Wait, where's that other 24-pounder unit? Got one. Ah, there he is. This is where if you have more infantry, it gets a little easier to cover this stuff. But I prefer the extra utility units. So my goal in this opening phase is just to hit this artillery. Actually, that's really weird. They don't usually go over that far. Usually get other units doing that, but it's alright. That's actually going to be really annoying, I think. I've never seen an artillery unit go over there, and now they have two going over there. Oh shoot, I should have not used the one that was exhausted. That was really bad of me. Alright, let's make sure. So I want all my long-range artillery always firing on these guys. And it's going to spend a whole lot of time refocusing these guys, because every time the unit routes, your targeting drops. Or you lose vision, all kinds of annoying stuff. Nope, don't fire, run. Sometimes this cavalry does not come over here as early, and it's really nice because they have much better spotting and they cause weird stuff to happen. Oh, this way though. Oh, come on. Take a lot of damage from these guys at least. Basically gonna have to let these guys sit for a while because they just have no condition, so they're not safe to move around. They don't do a whole well, so I'm just gonna let them sit for a few minutes and recover. like to get... Oh, wait, there's some more artillery. You could turn the 24-pounders off at the moment. I think I might actually do that. They aren't going to... At this range, their shell shot is very ineffective, so... Artillery coming up this way, which I'd like to be hitting, but again, need these guys to recover. Some artillery here. I don't... There might be an infantry unit. I'm not certain. It's hard to know. Shoot. That damn cavalry. See, every time we get revealed, we get shot by the artillery, and then we're sad. Hopefully this infantry will come back after us. If they don't, if they come up here, then you can go kill this artillery unit with your cavalry. But it doesn't seem to be cooperating with me this time. Also, you can see I'm being very passive here. I'm just letting the forces come up. You could be much more aggressive and try and inflict casualties at this point. But eventually, later on in the battle, they will get enough critical mass here that all this giant clump of infantry is just going to come sit here. And then that's when we hit them. Some revision. Okay, you're almost up, so let's get you over here. Just trying to run out of ammunition. Need to retarget the artillery. There are supply wagons running around out here, but I don't know where they are yet, so I don't know where a lot of the supporting units are. So I'm usually very careful about going after them. Just don't know what's in this area. That one, actually, I might try and grab. So yeah, there's units over here trying to they're trying to resupply stuff down here, so I should be able to grab some of them. There are a lot of wagons in this battle. I think there's something like 10. Damn it. This cavalry is just very annoying. In the battle, when these guys decide to go do anything else, the snipers can just annihilate this section of the battlefield. And when I tested it, they were not doing a whole lot, so usually I'm more careful about having protecting units in place. Oh, what's going on? Oh, there's a cannon unit down there, great. But we got them. Let's just run away. But we're doing alright. We're working on this guy. We're working on their artillery. So, see if I can find that wagon. Shoot. Oh, they didn't do too much at least. I don't want to charge them though. These guys aren't melee cavalry. They won't do particularly well. Ah, shoot, they're going to recapture that. I'm going to have to go get it back. On. Get out of... I don't know why they still have sight on me. Yeah, I'm hoping when I get everything out of vision... Oh, come on, go, stupid supply wagon. I don't even know where he's going. I might just shoot him to death. Yeah, I'm hoping once everything gets out of vision, these guys will move up here so I can hit them again. I actually need to retarget my artillery once more. Yeah, heavier casualties on the snipers than I'd really like, but overall, doing fine. The next phase will get a little more interesting. Oh, hey, they're finally coming up again. Great. Okay. So now some more units are going to come on, and these guys are going to finally start doing something. Okay, fall back. Nope. Not the cavalry there. So this next section is a little interesting because it sort of depends on where they decide to go. I might have to ship some forces around depending. But we've got most of the artillery here. get you out of here. Actually, at this point, you guys can open up. You need to back up a little bit. Same with you. They're going to take a lot of collateral damage from the rifle fire if we leave them there, but then regain some condition for a little bit. Looks like they're not going to attack this side at all. I'll leave a couple units over here just in case, but I'm probably going to run into them here. Actually would like them to engage me a little bit. Got some more units coming up. Just about ready to send these guys in. Actually, while they're here, let's get them topped up on ammo. Wait, how? Alright. I'm gonna see if I can grab that point. Once these other units get up here, then this attack should probably finally get going. Prefer if they were a little further north as opposed to these fields, but this is alright. Oh, what? Okay. Sure. You do that. Really want to have to retreat out of the woods there, but it'll be alright. These guys will go away for pretty quick. Oops. Sure, that's fine. Kill them off. This is a pretty good crossfire, so cannot really complain. think we're mostly clear of infantry back here, so I'm gonna go supply wagon hunting. There we go. Now we just have to hope we don't run into any of the various skirmishers or cavalry and whatnot back here. Shifting down more than I'd like. Really like when they cluster up here, but this is fine. Gonna need more units up here. Wait, what is... I think they charged me across the river. Oh, that's cool. Okay, they stopped at least. I don't know where they are, but... Which one is that? Okay, they are sending a couple more over here. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. Need to shift down. Still doing alright there. These guys are going to take more fire than I like, but not much I can do about it. That's entertaining that he walked right by me. That's a little bit of a problem. Really would have preferred if these guys hadn't shifted down, but oops. Should have seen that coming. I really should have just moved them the first time, but we'll just run away. Yeah, they're definitely spread out much more this time around. A lot of time, like sometimes you can get them to all go up here. I suspect part of it is that these guys are in sight, and also that I had all those, like I caught all those supply wagons, but those supply wagons also draw the AI's attention. And if I hadn't had them there, then they probably would have gone north more. But again, not that big a deal. We're still doing just fine. Oh, we're out of ammo there. That's not great. This is not great. These are 3-star units, and we're not hitting them 2-to-1 or anything like that. There's still a unit on there? Who do they have there? Alright. Shoot, you shouldn't have gone that far back. You're fine, you're fine, you're fine. Need to push him out. You got closer than I would have liked. Also, probably because I didn't notice it, and I let all my artillery get out of ammo. Alright, need to pause just a little bit to catch up. Doing okay here. Put you back in the woods. You're doing all right. You just need to rest a little bit. Okay. Turning them off because I don't want to have to refill them on the second day. I said I don't have any money, so it doesn't really matter. This is the exact distribution I would have thought. What did I end up with? So 5, 5, 5, 6. These are the ones I swapped. So I've got all the 5s, one of the 9s, which I think I swapped, and then some 6s. I guess I don't have that. I didn't have that alignment quite right. I would have liked to have my second cavalry unit come out as opposed to one of those extra infantry units. Also would have liked the second sniper. I'm not quite sure what I messed up there, but it's alright. So what I'd like to do is get some units back here again to start finding their artillery once more. They still have some left. You rest up a little bit, and I'll start sending them back. So we won't finish them all off today. We just don't have enough time. But goal is to start getting just weaken all these units as much as possible, because then they're going to show up on the second day and be extremely ineffective. So. Oops, that was dumb. I should have forgot that I didn't have snipers over here anymore. And so I didn't have anyone to spot for these guys, so I could have killed these guys much earlier. always entertaining when the artillery charges. Okay, start shifting stuff again. These guys are taking a little more losses than I'd like, but it's alright. Let's get another scout out. See anything? No. Oops. Don't want you on run. Okay. Probably rushing this a little bit. I don't need to be quite this aggressive, but it's alright. Okay, so we've taken, we were 37, so we've taken about 3,500 casualties. That's a little high. I mean, part of that's that first day, part of that's that second day. I was a little aggressive down here, and they spread a little bit more. If they stay all the way at the top, you can get incredible casualty numbers. But still, 3,500, and we've dropped them by 20,000. So, and they've only got 48 guns left. So yeah, we're doing pretty good. Stop by camp real quick. I think we have some officers to replace. I guess I didn't need to necessarily buy them. I could have waited and just bought them from the barracks here. I always forget that even though you can't click on it, you can still select these guys and get what you need. Wait, no, but we are out of money. I could get away with major, but put him in a little bit of shape. Yeah, overall we're doing pretty good. I could top off the artillery units if I was worried about it. I think it'll be fine. Yeah. Sad about these, but whatever. Yeah, and he took a pounding. But, okay. Put that in there. Still got 60,000 supply left. Now the fun part of fixing this. I think I need a couple more infantry up there. I don't remember for sure. I could probably try and take this line, but I don't think it's worth it. Just going to set up in more or less the exact same position as I was the other day. I think that's everything. See if anyone isn't moving. So we're just going to set up the same defensive line, let them come up here if they have enough forces they think they can. A lot of times they'll just sort of set up defensively, and then we're just going to swing this entire flank around and hit everything here. Our goal is to get up to about this line before the phase change, the map expands, because then we can hit the artillery. If we kill everything here, we can get kill two artillery units that spawn basically right around here. Oh, missed one of you. want to fight them in the trees, so we'll let them wait a little bit. Oops. Lucky these guys are so small. I could push this line forward. Actually, I think I'm going to. I don't think there's anything here that can see me. So I'm going to move up. And that allows me to bring, if nothing sees me, then I'll bring the artillery up. Okay, looking good. 24 pounders aren't going to be able to do a lot for a while, but we'll bring all these guys up. Once you're settled up, we'll move you. Just waiting on ammo. I think there's a cavalry unit sitting around here. You're there. Bring the ammo down to these guys. Actually, I'm not going to spend the cavalry yet. How do I want to do this? Hour before the change. Send the cavalry back here, I think. Real. Oh. Guessed wrong. Oh well, they're still mostly where they need to be. You guys can turn right back around and kill this artillery that just spawned. Now these guys should start moving. Oops. That's not great, but whatever, that's be fine. Interesting, I didn't realize that these guys would all retreat north if you left them there. Good to know. Would not push to try and get this next time then. No reason to. Next goal, try and get line of sight of stuff up here without exposing my snipers. Okay, I think, so normally there's some skirmishers and some cavalry and stuff back here. So I'm just going to send some infantry units to hold this. Come up here. Okay, still nothing. Okay, new goal. See if we can get into there. Okay, now we can retarget the cannon. we've got until, I think, 20 something. I can't remember if I need to be faster about this or not. I think I have 3 or 4 hours left, though. Cook down, then we just got Magilton, and then I think we've got all their artillery. Oh shit. Oh, at least the crap unit took the brunt of that. That is way more than I expected to be over there. I knew there was a cav unit. I wasn't expecting 3 units of skirmishers on top of it. Come on. There we go. Probably taking more casualties than I need to from sitting out in the open against those cannon. Setting up to deal with this mess. Then we can just slowly close this. careful with these guys. This is where if I'd let these guys rest, I would just charge. Actually, charge with you. So slowly start to push in a little bit more. Well, you want this nice little envelopment, so if they ever come into rifle range, they get hit from like, oh shit. Oh. Wasn't paying quite enough attention with them. I think we finally got all the artillery gone though. Send you around this side to spot. Hopefully we can get rid of that. Send you guys up here. I'm probably not going to bother chasing down these skirmishers over here. It's just, I don't care about their weapons. It's not worth the time. Can I get up here? That could be useful if I can do that. Come on, target him. There we go. think we have extra time. If not, I'm not sad that I didn't finish this off completely. I think this will be just fine. Probably taking a little more losses than we really needed to with how we ran this, but oh, god damn it. Well, that's what I get. Ouch. That hurt. So the downside of wrapping them here is they're in cover for most of it, but there's not a whole lot you can really do about it. It's just really hard to get them to go anywhere else. Like this, I'm taking a lot of casualties from pushing into there. I probably should be backing up, but playing this a little fast, I think. Yeah, we're going to back out. We've got time. Better to just push all the artillery up. I want to use a Tredegar. Which one is it? Yeah, better to just push all the artillery up. Stop taking these huge losses. Yeah, I've probably taken 2,000 casualties in the last 10 minutes that I didn't need to take. As I pushed up a little hard. These guys were not quite as weak as I would have hoped. A couple of decent strength units in here, so. But I think we're still doing pretty good. 20% losses. Could be better, could be worse. You should be able to do this battle. Like, I guess the other thing I forgot to mention was, so at the time where we'd held this, we could have just held, like, we'd killed 20,000, we'd lost 3,500. We could have just played completely defensively and never attacked this at all. And come out of the battle with, you know, that's what, it's not quite 1 to 5, but around there. So we could have just done that. Instead, we decided to try and get everything, and probably doubled our casualty total. I would guess we're around 7,000 or 8,000 based on this at the moment. I think the timer is at like 2020 or something like that, is when it ends. But so that's another way to, like, if you're having trouble with the battle, or if you just want to minimize casualties completely, just don't do this whole bit at all. You'll kill far fewer, but you will also take far less casualties. Okay, there we go. Now we've got the broken mob, I think. Okay, where's that other cab unit? Come here. This didn't end up being as useful as I wanted because I trapped him more in the middle. But, yeah. We could charge into this. I don't think I want to with the casualties at this point. Nope. Nope. A little careful. We don't want him to go one way or the other. Jeez, these guys are still messing around over here. I guess these are probably armed with... Yeah, these guys aren't armed with great weapons, so... Mostly charging in to try and get the supply wagons. Oh, that unit must have died. Kind of unlucky with surrenders and lack thereof and all that fun stuff, but shouldn't have charged from that far away. That's a waste. So yeah, as has been the case whenever I do this on screen, it doesn't work out well. Okay, but either way, you know, we're what, 7,000, 7,500, so around 6,000 after medicine, or 6,500 after medicine, and we killed 53,000. Didn't quite get the full wipe, but most of those guys were just going to shatter anyways, so could have gotten a little luckier with captures, but oh well. Sure, let's take a quick look at this. You know, a couple of those artillery batteries did a little bit more. On our side, the snipers had a field day, though they took more losses than they should have. I was a little careless with them. And I got a little lucky with the cavalry, but 24 founders doing what they do. Took a little high casualties, but did decent. And our counter battery artillery, all right in the same range, didn't do quite as much as the 24 pounders, but they did the important job of killing off the artillery. Less cavalry losses than I have sometimes. Yeah, our captures are mostly useless, but take what we can get. So mostly lower ranked officers that are wounded and all wounded instead of deceased. That's always good. Did we seriously not get a lieutenant general out of that? Interesting. I must have a couple that are just barely short. Oh well, we'll have a couple of side battles to get them up anyway, so not a big deal. More useless sharps. Lots of supplies. More 10-pounders. Bunch of Harper's Ferries, that'll be real nice. More smiths, not great, but yeah. And then the last ones we got at the end, which are still mostly full, so pretty good. So yeah, came out of that in pretty decent shape. You know, probably should have taken probably 2,000 to 3,000 less casualties if I'd played that that envelopment a little bit better. I rushed that more than I really needed to. I think I could have been better about getting the snipers in there and pushing with parts that were in cover as opposed to weren't. Debatable if taking that extra 1,000 casualties or whatnot was worth the extra 5 to 10 that I inflicted, but this is real unfortunate. I really messed up there. Don't send snipers forward like that if you aren't going to pay attention to them for a little bit. But they'll recover. That's all right. Depending on how many scope widths we get, we might just upgrade them. And these guys are a little better, but they're a little smaller. So maybe we'll start them at like 200 or something like that. Depends how much we get. But overall, our cores are in pretty good shape. Not a lot of repair to be done. Oh, these guys apparently barely did anything. Not even enough to level up the captain. But, oh, I didn't move them forward often enough, and they're going to have, wait, 0 firearms improvement. That's odd. I guess they didn't kill, yeah, I guess they didn't kill quite enough to even improve their firearms. That's disappointing. I should have done better with them. Yeah, I think all these cannon, like these guys did all right. But these guys show up? No, they didn't. Okay, actually that's very good to know. So these guys all showed up. Everyone here showed up. Okay, you saw the... no, you did not. Yeah, my last 5 units or so did not, and the weirds never showed up at all. Interesting. I wonder why the last, so 1, 2, 3, 4 units didn't see the field. I bet I know what it is. So the deployment slots, I think you got 3. I think there were 2 slots in the reinforcements, and each one of those is probably only allows you to bring 20 as opposed to 25. I'd have to go back and double check, but given that 4 units didn't show up, that deployment slot is probably only designed to have 20 units in it. So if I wanted these guys to show up, I actually needed to have put them in this core, and then we would have gotten all of them. So good to know for the future. Don't put. You want 24 units in your main core, but you only want 20 in one of the secondary cores. Otherwise, a couple of them don't show up. But overall, very good. Got more of those. Finally starting to get a few more 20-pound parrots. That's real good. More 24-pounders. And then lots of good stuff to buy here. And what do we get? Looks like transfer. But overall, I think both of those numbers either stayed the same or went down a little bit. This dropped back down to the minimum. So currently, we'd be facing 80,000 at Antietam. Piece of cake. You know, we're 30,000 right now. Haven't spent anything. Um, I could probably win Antietam with the army I brought into Second Bull Run. It'd be better to have more than that. Probably going to go up around 40,000 ish, but that'll be more than enough to deal with this. Yeah, okay. That was Second Bull Run. I will be back with more later.